Hey guys, we're Emma and Joel, and we live full-time in our Escape 23 travel trailer. We made a few choices with our trailer when we picked it up a year ago.
Yeah.
We had a year.
Yeah.
Kind of nuts. So obviously we customized the heck out of our trailer and then we continued after the purchase, but let's review some of the things that we actually chose as options and how we feel about them.
Yeah.
Now starting off, we have the outside of our trailer, and there's, well, 3 options I can see from here.
Yeah.
The hardest one was that color.
It was such a tough choice. There were so many options.
You can literally pick anything.
Like once you decide if you want to do a color, then it's like, okay, then which color? And they give you a website which has so many options, which is so nice because you really have any choice you want. But then you maybe get a little decision fatigue. But that's okay. It was so worth it.
We went with like RAL number 52. We'll put it down here. It is beautiful. We wanted to go for a sailboat type thing.
Yeah.
And I think we nailed it.
I think we did.
I think we did. It is beautiful. I will say the darker color does get a little bit warmer, as we've seen. So if you're in like the Southwest or Texas in the summer, maybe go with a lighter color. But I have no regrets about the color at all.
No,
like,
I don't either.
I think that that's what makes it your trailer. Like that's the first thing you see, right?
Yeah, it makes an impact. It makes an impression.
Yes. Another thing that because of what we originally intended on using our trailer, like in that location, that geographic region, we've now just hit the road full time, loving our trailer.
Right.
Is this awning? This has actually changed a little bit. We got the manual awning.
We did, and part of our decision on that was we were in the Pacific Northwest and we were city boondocking a lot of the time.
We never used an awning prior to this.
Right, so we weren't really putting our awning out, so we figured when we did, a manual awning would be just fine.
Yeah.
And even when we did have it out in places we could put it out because it rained so much in the Pacific Northwest, you don't really want an awning out in the rain. For us, it didn't make a lot of sense to go with the electric awning, but I think now that we've kind of changed our lifestyle a little bit and we're on the road the whole time, I think that an electric awning would have been nice for us.
There's 2 things. 1, armless. I have knocked my noggin a few times.
So have I.
And, you know, that is a functional thing. And it's one of those things that we're kind of just looking down like we do, and you're just end up bang right there in the head, right?
Or you turn and you smack your head into it. Yeah.
So put some pool noodles on it if you're like us. We are not smart enough to do that sometimes, so it is what it is. The other one's armless. So it just has a better aesthetic. It's a better appearance, and it's one touch, you know.
Yeah.
That's, you know, pros and cons to everything, but I think the electric awning would be quite the upgrade now. Now there's a third thing. Do you know what it is?
I do not know what you're about to say.
The insulation package.
Oh.
Well worth it, especially in the winter.
Yes.
So we run our furnace on low. We keep it on low all the time so it never freezes in there. If the temperatures are above that, of course, it doesn't run. And if it's below the set point, it's going to kick on. This actually holds that heat in really well. You combine that with, there's a little insulation in these shells, which is really nice. There's no gaps. We don't have a big old slide that leaks air, right? And then, of course, the dual pane windows. They are lovely. I really love these windows.
Yeah.
They don't sweat a lot.
Those are a standard option though.
They are a standard option on the 23. So, but you combine this, it gives you a really nice thermal profile, I think.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing about these trailers that nobody will talk about. There's very minimal thermal bridging here. Why is that? Do you know?
Because it's fiberglass.
It's all fiberglass. It is not a stick unit that has an aluminum channel in between that is transferring hot from outside, cold from outside, right? It's not causing that sweat and condensation. And we've had other units that, that's a real thing.
It's a real big issue, yeah.
Yeah, and it creates some real headaches for you down the road.
Yeah.
But the insulation package on the bottom, that spray foam, it's just wonderful to have. And if you're worried about, say, repairability down the road, which is something that I had concerns about, don't worry at all. That is a no-brainer for us because we use it year-round, 365 days. It's our home.
Well, and it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And it helps you when it's really hot and it helps you when it's really cold. Yep. So I think it's a win-win all around.
Absolutely.
The other outside option that we chose was a backup camera. And let me tell you, this is an option that you will use every time you drive your trailer. You will always be paying attention to what's going on behind you, whether you're backing up or you're just driving down the road. I think that every single trailer should have a backup camera, and so it's a no-brainer option for us.
Now there are 3 things that we can see right from here, and 2 of which I'm really glad we got these options. So the first thing, the aluminum rims. They're beautiful. I like them. There's nothing wrong with the Steelies that come by default. Nothing at all wrong with it. Don't get it twisted. However, if you're going to upgrade anyways, I think these are a wonderful option. We knew that we just wanted to have it right away. We don't want to mess with it down the road. Plus, they give you a full-size spare on the end of your trailer as well. And then right next to that, we do have a water heater and we chose to have the electric and propane version. Love it. We've had the on demand, we've had only propane, and then this one also has that heating element. It's just a great thing to have. In a place like this where we're getting way too much solar to know what to do with, you're never going to be mad that you have it. And in order to activate the electric portion, all you have to do is come right in here, flip that switch right there, and within just, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, you're gonna have pretty warm water. Keep in mind, it uses about 2,000 watts of power. So you combine that with our Victron system, and even if we're mooch docking and pulling, say 8 amps, we can go ahead and combine that with our battery and our solar. Let's just say we're very content with that. Now, the last thing that we see over here is this fridge. Now, we did not upgrade this fridge. So this is the default. It's a two-way fridge, so 110 or propane. I gotta say, they had an option for the 12 volt, and I'm kind of kicking myself now. You see, we had thought that we wouldn't have enough power for the 12 volt fridge, but those 12 volt fridges sip power compared to this unit on 110. So if you're using alternating current to run this, and we can run this off of our batteries in Victron, everybody asks that question. It's a very logical question. You can run it, but it takes a lot more power. So the majority of the time, especially if it's cloudy, we go ahead and just run this guy on propane. If you run it on propane, it does still take a little bit of DC power, but it's not much at all. So in the future, what will we do differently? DC fridge. Now here on the inside, we made a few decisions.
I really like the countertop we chose. It was a custom option. So what's nice about Escape in general is you do get some standard options like the contemporary interior, which we did choose over like a wood interior. Yeah. But you also get some like upgraded options that you can choose along with the few choices that you do have of like standard options. So we did choose a custom upgrade countertop, which I love.
Now the other thing, they've also added more options for wall colors. It affects your cabinetry, your walls, all. They have whites, which I probably would have chosen.
Yeah, it's nice. They call it Snow White.
And it's a lot smoother. Like these, a little bit easier to clean. These aren't hard to clean, but you know, there's a little texture to these walls. However, they also have green and gray, like
blue.
Those are pretty nice.
Yeah.
And honestly, okay, so the black and white offset, I think it really gives a nice contrast. Everything that we add, and we went with kind of a flamingo disco theme, right? I think it works.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with our choices.
But then you see another one that's also just as beautiful, if not more so, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, but,
Yeah.
but this is simple enough.
Yeah.
But there's something behind you that was a really nice upgrade.
This is the upgraded deep large sink. This was a no-brainer for us because we live in our trailer. We can fit pots, we can fit pans, we can fit the trays out of our air fryer in here, no problem. It is really easy to clean everything we need to clean in here. And it's black, which I really like.
Yeah. There are so many options. Obviously, we didn't pick every single one. This is one I'm really glad we did. And it's still not, I mean, it's not the world's biggest sink. It's not a farmhouse sink. And it's also just fine.
Yeah.
Like, we've made it work and love it.
Yeah.
Now, also here on the topic of fridges. So one particular reason we picked this fridge is we felt that it would be a little bit larger, and in practice it is. It's a slight bit larger than that 12 volt unit. This is that absorption style fridge, right? But the 12 volt unit is so efficient, and where our freezer is up here, and we do put a good amount of freezer stuff up here, the 12 volt fridge actually has a drawer, and I kind of like that a little bit more. So it does exchange a little bit of roominess for that efficiency, but that's one that we've gone back and forth on, but I think that would have been a really nice upgrade to have. Folks will often go back and forth. Do I want the round table? Do I want the big table? We are small table kind of people. And one thing I love about our trailer is that we don't have a dinette. More than anything, we don't have a dinette. And you can see this is the position that our table is typically in. Now, we originally had started with the pedestal, but had upgraded to this lovely easy arm system. I mean, you can rotate this however you so choose, and then you can easily pop this off and use it as a bed, which I didn't think we would ever do. But we ended up doing that within half a year of owning this thing. So here's what I would say. You can easily upgrade this table down the road. You can put a beautiful live edge table in here if you wanted to. And it's a really easy deal. You just take the plate and you just screw a new piece of wood in if you so choose. But it was always nice to have this, even if you don't use this. So maybe you store this away in your garage or what have you, and you can swap this out or bring it along with you. I will say we use this a lot more, especially now with the position and how much room that we have in here, which then gives us more room for Colt's bed. But no, this is this is the one I think a lot of people get caught up on. And of course, the countertop and the tables will match. People get caught up on this, and I think the big table is the way to go. Now there's one more upgrade we went back and forth on, and I'm a bit of a nerd, so we didn't choose this. Do you know what it is?
It's the solar panel option.
Yes. Now by default on the 23, it'll come with a pretty good kit. We love our Victron system.
Yeah.
No complaints about that at all.
No.
It'll also come with 400 watts of solar and 200 amp hours of lithium, at least as of the time of this recording. I gotta say, I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit. See, you can upgrade to 800 watts of solar, which looks a lot cleaner. The way that we did it, our panels kind of face different ways, and that's advantageous for different reasons.
Yeah.
No regrets about our install, but the way that Escape does it is pretty freaking nice.
It looks really nice, yeah.
And the extra 200 amp hours of lithium is also pretty nice.
Yeah.
We mix and match. We're still using our original 200 amp hours, but 400 amp hours of lithium and 800 watts of solar for most folks, especially if you're not full timing. Yeah. Heck, even if you are, really, we've lived on less. That's a really nice setup, and it looks sleek. It's also nice to have the warranty on that.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things that honestly, I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit that we didn't get that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm a bit of a solar nerd. I wanted to do it myself, and you know, pros and cons to everything, right?
Right.
So these are our upgrades and what we've chosen, and I don't have too many regrets.
No, not very many regrets at all. And like all of the options that Escape has are great options. It's just a matter of like, how are you going to use your trailer and what are your preferences?
The default set that they have, oh, I mean, you just can't go wrong.
Yeah.
The value's there. I will say it. The value's there.
The value is definitely there.
That's also fun to just make it your own. So when customizing these, it can maybe feel a little overwhelming at first because there's so many options, but there's a lot of resources out there. The Escape Farm's a great place to go. The online builder, that's a wonderful place.
That's a great tool, yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Escapes are built for you. So it's really what you want it to be and how you want to make it.
Absolutely. So have fun with it, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye.